It's news time. Information is power. The current, the news headline. Nigeria 2023, like the PDP, the ruling APC, is set to abandon zoning. The news in full. Like the People's Democratic Party PDP, Nigeria's ruling party, the All Progressive Congress APC is set to abandon zoning, effectively throwing the presidential race for 2023 wide open. What could this mean for Nigeria's unity? It is exactly 14 months to Nigeria's highly anticipated election, but very few have publicly declared their intention to contest the presidency even as consultations and low-key electioneering begins. With President Muhammadu Buhari, a Muslim northerner, almost at the end of his tenure, the question on which region will produce the next president has started dominating the political discourse in Nigeria, a nation deeply divided along religious and ethnic lines. Nigeria's north has 19 states, out of which 15 are predominantly Muslim, while the south, which is much smaller geographically, has 17 states, out of which 13 are Christian-dominated. In a bid to ensure fairness, the PDP introduced a system in 1999 known as zoning, which allows for rotational power between the north and the south every 8 years. However, the death of President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua in 2010 altered this equation. Then, Vice President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan completed Yar'Adua's first tenure and ran for a fresh term of 4 years. In 2015, Jonathan again contested for another 4 years, a move which pitted him against the North, which felt cheated and alienated. This discontent among the Northerners was exploited by the All Progressive Congress in 2015, and its candidate, Buhari, would eventually bring an end to the PDP's 16-year rule. Many in the PDP still believe that had the party picked a Northern candidate in 2015, saying it would have been able to split Buhari's massive power in the North and also retain power. The current service chief in office, because he sees what Nigerians do not see. Shehu explained that the military commanders serve at the pleasure of the president, noting that there is no part of the law stipulating their tenure of service. Meanwhile, Nigeria's Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, on Monday, January 11, told applicants seeking to serve in the army that they must be ready to move to Sambisa Forest at the end of their training. According to Premium Times, Buratai noted that the recruits should be ready to serve their country anywhere they are deployed as soldiers, and that was before Buratai actually became an ambassador to the Federal Republic of Nigeria in Benin Republic after he was, removed as the lieutenant, as the Nigerian Army Chief of Staff. And in another news, the coalition of Nigerian Patriots (CNP) had hailed the success of General Tukur Buratai retired before he was retired for the success of the Nigerian Army Operation Sahel Sanity, of which he actually launched at the time of the insecurity in the country. More on terrorism and banditry, because these are actually challenging issues. That was the main reason why we in the National Assembly, both the House and Senate, have passed a resolution urging the President to also designate bandits as terrorists so that it can be able to tackle the challenge headlong. We know that at the moment there are technical challenges with using our equipment because of certain conditions. At least we urge that the President to please help sign this, because right now the activities of bandits are getting even more worse and sophisticated, more than even what is happening in the Northeast. A prominent member of the Islamic West African province known as ISWAP, he said the fact again is that the armed forces, the land forces, have done an excellent job, because in the span of 1 month, we have been able to take out the leadership of the Islamic State of West African province ISWAP, that is Abu Musab al-Banawi. 2 days ago, the man who succeeded him, one Malam Bako, one of the prominent leaders of the Shura Council of the Islamic State of West African province, was also taken out. They also contending with leadership crisis. All these things are also accompanied with inherent issues of trust, conflict, mutual suspicion, and other things. So, the operations being conducted by the armed forces in the northern part of the country put a lot of pressure on the Islamic State of West African province and Boko Haram, and also tangential group known as Islamic State in the Greatest Sahara. On the forthcoming November 6 Anambra governorship election, the NSA said the president enjoined the security agencies to stamp their feet of authority and ensure the process of election. Monguno said the president was reacting to the heightened security challenges in Anambra orchestrated by the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. The president had directed that under no circumstances will anything be allowed to stop the election from taking place successfully. The people have a right to vote and select their leader. No group or individual will be allowed to stimulate anarchy and chaos, leading to murderous activities. The president had made it very clear that the armed forces and all law enforcement agencies must make sure that the election takes place even if it means overwhelming the entire environment with the presence of security personnel, he said. Buhari had earlier on October 20 hosted the Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, who was on a 2-day official visit to Nigeria, where the Turkish leader who expressed satisfaction with the level of bilateral relations between Turkey and Nigeria under the leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari reviewed that Turkey trade volume would be expanded by $5 billion immediately so as to further boost socio-economic ties between the two countries. Erdogan, who spoke through an interpreter, expressed hope that the relations between the two nations would be further developed on the basis of a win-win situation and in the basis of mutual respect. The Turkish leader also expressed the readiness of his country to partner with the Nigerian government in tackling its security challenges, where Buhari had on October 19th sent a stern warning to bandits, saying that the clock of their ultimate distraction is ticking, as they will no longer have a place to hide. In a statement in Abuja on Monday, Malam Garba Shehu, the president's spokesman, said that Buhari was reacting to the killing of 30 people in Gurunyo in Sokoto State on Sunday by bandits. According to the president, the days of the bandits are indeed numbered because the military capabilities of the armed forces are being boosted by the acquisition and deployment of advanced equipment. The bandits are living in fool's paradise of invisibility, but reality will soon dawn on them harder than ever before. The bandits are currently under desperate pressures because of the intense and sustained air and ground operations against them in their hideouts by our security forces. The cowardly attacks on innocent people by the bandits show a rearguard action of criminals under pressure.